And the reason why, oh Daniel, move up. Right here, I need to see you. Okay? So last week we were in the 70s, celebrating Black History Month. I'm gonna stay in the 70s. And the reason for this being is there was a lot of different genres that came out that Black people were contributing to, okay? In terms of music, fashion, style, even architecture, okay? Even the way things were being designed. So today we're going to talk about the invention of hip hop. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but we are in the birthplace of hip hop. We live in the birthplace of hip hop, okay? These are some of the first rappers to ever be around. This is DJ Kool Herc. These are the last poets. This is Africa Bambaataa. This is Grandmaster Flash. This is Lady B, the Sugar Hill Gang, and Curtis Blow. If you guys hear their music, it'll sound familiar to you because we hear it all the time around us in New York City. But sometimes we don't know that these are some of the first hip hop songs to ever play. So hip hop actually was born in a rec room, in a project building. Do you guys know what a rec room is? What is a rec room? Jason.
You know where the, let's just say all the old stuff is going.
It's basically where the activities take place. And so DJ Kool Herc had a back to school party for his sister. And he created this flyer. This is the flyer for the first hip hop party ever. This is what it looked like. Piece of loose leaf. He just drew his name. He has the address. This is in the Bronx. The date, the time, the price. 25 cents for ladies. He put a little heart there. School's still out. Okay, they're partying because school's about to come back in. And he creates hip hop this day. Okay? This is a show called The Get Down. Oh, okay, this is what I was looking for. All right, Steve, please read the first. Tashara, the second one. Oh, Daniel, third one. The third one. Really low, I'm going to reread that. The story goes that on August 11, 1973, DJ Kool Herc, a building resident, was entertaining at his sister's back-to-school party and tried something new on the turntable, which is where like the DJs point out. Okay? He extended an instrumental beat, breaking or scratching, to let people dance longer. Okay, that's how people ended up breakdancing. And he began emceeing, which is rapping, during the extended breakdancing. This, the contributor believes, marked the birth of hip-hop. The music led to an entire cultural movement that's altered generational thinking from politics and race, art, and language. Okay, I'll just give you guys a visual one more time. Also, this show is on Netflix, and it talks about the birth of hip-hop, and it is set in the Bronx, if you guys would like to see it. Nas is the one who produced that show. All right, I want you guys to turn and talk. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. What contributions do you see in society from hip-hop today? Try to think deeper than the music, because, I mean, obviously. But think deeper than the music, okay? Turn and talk, 60 seconds. Try to think deeper than the music. How do you see evidence of hip-hop in today's world? 20 more seconds. You guys should be talking to each other right now. Talk to each other all day. Talk to each other about this. Where do you see hip-hop evidence in today's world?
love music.
I'm not gonna move that.
Honestly, just I was saying like not like
I'll choose you. You should say that out loud.
Good job.
All right, let's bring it back. Ethan had a good one for me. I'll wait for everybody to quiet down. Thank you. Ethan, what was the contributor that you said?
I said like spray painting and graffiti.
Yes, graffiti. Graffiti was born from the hip hop culture. We see it on the cover of albums. We see the bubble letters on top of DJ Kool Herc's flyers. There's a lot of evidence of graffiti around. It's another form of art. Okay, what's another way you guys see hip hop? Yes, Carlos. Fashion, definitely fashion. Okay, so most of you guys don't know this, but back in the day, they only had Adidas. You know how Adidas had 3 stripes on them? Okay, so they came out with 3 colors. You either had the blue one, the red one, or the green one. There were no other sneakers, okay? So people got creative because nobody wants to look alike. So they got Sharpie markers and they started coloring in the sneaker so that it could be a different color, okay? And the big company executives saw this happening on the streets. And so they decided, well, we're just gonna create different colored sneakers so that people can buy them, okay? And this is the way that you guys have all these colors now. Now you guys have a bunch of unique sneakers that nobody has to look alike. This was born from hip hop as well. Okay, so fashion. I think your generation calls it streetwear, right?
Nobody said it.
Streetwear? No, nobody said that?
That's the gender.
No, not the sneakers, like the way you're dressing.
That's the gender.
Oh, okay, okay. Fashion, and what is the last one? You had your hand up?
Yeah, I said the musical song.
Yes, slang or language. As the years go on, you guys are gonna see that slang changes. When you guys get older, some of the words you're saying right now, they're gonna be like outdated, not cool. This also pertains to the music that is playing, to the music that is cool, or what phrases make sense. Like nobody in your generation would say, oh, that's hot. You see? When I was younger, it was, oh, that's hot, that's cool. That's tough. There you go. The times have changed. All right? So this is the contribution of hip-hop to the world today. It's a little insight. We got graffiti, fashion, slang, language, and obviously music. All right? I want you guys to take out your Chromebooks. I will have somebody pass out your Study Sync notebooks. Please. Thank you. Justin, you can stay after and speak to me, but please don't shout things like that out. Because I need to speak with your teacher as to why you're late. That's a pretty big deal. What are you going to do about it? Yeah. Here you go.
I'm not a roaster. Cool. No, you have to go get a loaner. You can't bother for any class. Huh? Yes.
for the do now. Okay? I'm about to put it on the screen. Alright, so before we get started, I would like for you guys to gain some background knowledge, okay? Everybody eyes on me before I give out these instructions because I don't want anyone to ask me what we're doing. Jose, thank you. Alright, so what I want you guys to do is in your table groups, you're not going to get up, you're not going to move around. You're going to create a search of keywords related to women's roles in the late 19th century, okay? You can literally Google it. Everything that comes up, I want you to record it in your now section of your worksheet. Is the worksheet in Google Classroom?
No.
No? Okay, I will upload it right now. Alright, should be there for you now. Make sure that you're putting these keywords. You can use bullet points, you can use full sentences. Make sure that you're putting it in the do now section of your sheet. Stop talking.
Why does she give it a temper?
Jose, what's going on? How do you say sorry? Does anyone need help? You're searching keywords related to women's roles in the late 19th century. Okay? And I want you to actually put them in the do now section. If the do now section is blank, you cannot get credit for it. I need you guys to actually put what you're searching. Before you ask me or Miss Santiago a question, I want you to look at the board and read what is on it. Yep. Minutes.
Just use the backup video. Use the backup video.
Three more minutes. Bullet points are totally acceptable. We're looking for keywords. If you have a thought out sentence that you'd like to put in there that you gained from your keywords, you're more than welcome. Yeah. Someone's out. You were late, so no. You're late every day. You're late every meeting. Every meeting. Please check. I want you to see it. Every meeting. Where? Oh. You're already talking. You're such a liar. I have to go see that. All right, I'm ready to take some share outs. What are some of the key words? Feel free to go ahead, every name.
Cooker.
Cooker. Cooker. Or a chef. Kiana, you said something? Who did? Somebody said a word that they found? Keywords. Carlos. Caretaker. I'll accept it. Housewife. Jonathan.
Laundresses. Women go to the dining laundresses.
Spell the last one for me. D-R what?
D-R-E-S-S-E-S.
D-R-E-S-S-E-S.
What do you say, word?
Laundresses. Or a launderer. Oh no, that's someone who borrows money. Last, anyone want to take me to number 5? A keyword that they found related to the woman's roles? Nurse. Nurse, definitely. Gotta nurse people back to health if you're taking care of them. All right. So these are some of the words that would describe a woman in the late 19th century. She was expected to know. Jose, get up. Now. Jose. I'll wait. Thank you. All right, they were expected to know how to cook, take care of people, be a housewife, do laundry, and nurse people back to health. Stop. Thank you. All right, how would you guys describe a person who has to do all these things? What would be an adjective that we could use to describe a woman who's expected to cook, clean, keep the house? Stress.
Housewife.
But how would you describe them? If someone is willing to be a housewife, what would be an adjective that we could use to describe them?
Hard worker.
Submissive. Thank you. What does it mean to be submissive? What does it mean to be submissive? Obey who? Who do you think these women were obeying? Their husbands or your father, really any male figure in your life. Okay? So this is what I want you guys to know when we're going into this text today. Please turn your study sync book to page 187. Jonathan. This is not the third time I'm talking to you. After this, I have to get to another time. All right, we're going to read the introduction together. 187. It looks like just a black page with a hand on it. I never heard the word escape. Poetry, Emily Dickinson, 1860. Who can read for me? Jordan.
What does this say?
Read the introduction. Jordan? Huh? For what? No, go ahead. You can read it.
Emily Dickinson is one of the most influential voices of American poetry, who's quieter in real life than she was in the paper. She is known for keeping mostly to herself and her poetry, in which she rarely left her room and never stepped foot off of her family's campus, Massachusetts. As her unconventional poetry in many ways mirrored her unconventional life. In this poem, Dickinson uses the leader of church create a work that goes beyond the personal eye of the narrator and expands into the fundamental experience.
All right, based on what we just read, what adjectives could you use to describe Emily Dickinson? Based on that little paragraph that we just read. Yes, Jeffrey? Introvert, yeah, that's a good word. Emily Dickinson. What is an introvert? For those of us that don't know.
Like shy.
Shy, to themselves. Any other words you could use to describe her? Based on what they're telling us about her? Did she conform to what they wanted her to be? So what would she be considered if she did not conform? She was definitely a rebel. And if she created poetry from church hymns, we can assume that she was
Christian.
some type of religious. She knows about religion, and we know that because she's using church hymns, which are songs, church songs, okay? And she's using the tempo of those songs to create her poetry. These are some things that they're letting us know about Emily Dickinson before we start this poem. All right? So what I want you guys to do, first, let's read this. Mariama, start us off with the first one. You can't see it too far. Jules, can you see it?
During the late 19th century, a cult of domesticity prevailed in the middle and upper class social strata to which Dickinson belonged. Women were judged by their skill in domestic arts and the four feminine values of purity, piety, obedience, and domesticity.
All right, if we know that she is from these classes, what are they referring to when they say middle and upper class? Your what? Wealth. If she belongs to these classes, we know that Dickinson was what? What? She was a little wealthy. Middle to upper class, she's on the upper side, so she has a little more money. Women were judged by their skill in domestic arts and four feminine values of purity, piety. Does anyone know what this word means? Religion. Religious. Obedience and domesticity. While Dickinson was skilled in several domestic arts, she did not conform to the norms of this era. She was known to wear all white clothing. She preferred solitude, often refusing to greet her guests or even leave her room. So while she was expected to be a housewife and be the face of the home, she refused to leave her room, even to greet people when they came to her house. She was very stern on what she felt like doing. If she didn't feel like it, she wasn't going to do it. Okay, Dickinson used her poetry to defy the limitations of that entrenched value system placed on her as a woman. Okay, this is some of the background information that I want you guys to have before we begin. Turn and talk to each other. What is your impression of the background information based on this time period? How would you describe the norms in the late 19th century? I want to reiterate that I'm not asking you what the norm is. We went over that. I'm asking you what is your impression of it, okay? Turn and talk to the person next to you. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Turn and talk. What is your impression? Tell her your impression. No, you didn't. No, what's your impression?
What? Yeah.
That's the last thing.
Tell them your impression of the time period. Your impression of what it is. You guys share your impression.
God late was like this.
I didn't say that. I said 1950.
All right, we're gonna do it whereas one person from each table is gonna share. You guys are gonna delegate who that person is. I will give you the last 30 seconds to decide. Who is the person who will share what you turned and talked about from your table? All right. Let's bring it back. Thank you guys. All right, someone from this table. Who did you guys decide? Jeffrey? Go ahead, Jeffrey. What is your impression of the information based on this time period? What do you think about it? How do you feel about it? That's what I'm asking. Surprised. Okay. You're surprised that women were treated that way? Or surprised that they listened? You're surprised that they listened, okay. Somebody from this back table.
I said that I was surprised that, no, I wasn't surprised. I said that men named thank you for being the slaves.
Okay, you took it as them seeing them as domesticated slaves. Back there, whoever you guys chose?
My impression was, I didn't have like an impression. I wasn't like surprised. I just thought that.
Does anyone have a flat charger in this room? Thank you. Sorry, what were you saying, Megan?
I said I wasn't surprised. I just like I thought I'm really trying to wait for it. I said that that the change then and now was how the dream or expectation that we have.
Okay, good observation. Anyone from this table? Yes?
I said that I wasn't surprised, kind of disappointed that men actually.
Okay. Anyone from this back table?
I said that I wasn't surprised either, but it was also unfair. So that's what I thought.
Okay, definitely. Someone from here? Anyone who you guys chose to speak?
I was the same as Daniel because like it's kind of expected back then. The women were expected to be acting like a certain way and know certain skills for men.
All right. It's important that we get some background knowledge because I'm going to be honest, you guys. Sometimes when you read something from a different time period, it doesn't immediately make sense to you unless you know what is going on with the person when they wrote this. Either with themselves personally or in the time period that they're living, what expectations are meant for them, okay? So this is why I'm showing you guys this background information. What we're going to do today is, I want you to read it by yourself because it is a super short poem. I'm going to ask that for these 2 minutes, you read the poem twice. Annotate any keywords or phrases in the poem.